What's rocking YouTube? It's your boy Ja Hoops, and I am back with another upload. In today's video, we'll be talking about Cam Thomas and how the Brooklyn Nets is handing Cam Thomas the keys right now. All right. We all know that the Brooklyn Nets traded Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks, and ever since then, it's just looking like Cam Thomas is the best basketball player on his team. We all know that Cam Thomas is an amazing scorer, can score at all three levels. And the way he scores sometimes is just ridiculous. But the Brooklyn Nets have several players on the roster that are looking to validate the roles, amid a rebuild. And I believe that Cam Thomas is the most promising one out of all of them. And he was drafted, back in 2021 with the 27th pick in the draft. Yeah, and Cam Thomas was named the Summer League MVP. Man, if y'all seen Cam Thomas in that summer league, man, I'm telling y'all would have been like, oh my gosh, this guy is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think he would have got more playing time, after his summer league stint. You know what I'm saying? He was going pretty crazy in the summer league. He averaged 27 points per game in the summer league, and he was also named the MVP along with Davion Mitchell with the Kings. So yeah, man, this guy was a hooper in the summer league. He literally averaged 27 points per game and won the summer league MVP, which was a lot of talent in that 2021 summer league, by the way. So he beat out a lot of talent in that summer league. And then in 2022, in December, Thomas scored a career high 33 points in a 136 to 133 win over the Indiana Pacers. Now this is when the explosion started, and we all kind of like, oh, okay, he's doing this in the NBA now. You know what I'm saying? Because Cam Thomas went crazy like that in this summer league. We was all so ready to see him play. But we all know that Cam Thomas was drafted during the KD, Kyrie, and James Harden era of the Brooklyn Nets. So he wasn't seeing any minutes. You know what I'm saying? Cam Thomas wasn't seeing any minutes. We barely seen Cam Thomas play. But we all knew that he could play. And the fact that I'm a KD fan, I was really keyed in on their roster at the time. And I'm like, okay, we got Cam Thomas that can come off the bench and give us 10, 15 points per game, but they just not giving this young guy, the wings to just get out there and play and get that, that experience. They just wasn't giving it to him. It was Steve Nash. I feel like it was just a Steve Nash problem. You know what I'm saying? I kept saying that. I think it's a Steve Nash problem. But after that explosion, he also had another explosion in February. He put up another career high, 44 points in a 125 to 123 win over the Washington Wizards. So he just kept showing us time and time again that he can have these big explosions and win us games when KD injured, Kyrie injured. You know what I'm saying? He can plug in. And he was doing this off the bench as well. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this off the bench. He was coming off the bench scoring crazy. Like, he had a game off the bench where he scored 36 points. And it was the most in a season opener in NBA history. So, like, this guy has showed us time and time again that he can score the ball. Now, obviously, there's other areas of his game that he could work on, like everything else but scoring. I'm not going to lie to you. Cam Thomas can work on everything but scoring. He is a point guard, shooting guard, so that's why, it was tough for him to get minutes at the beginning because we had Kyrie. Brooklyn had Kyrie, James Harden in the backcourt. He wasn't seeing any minutes. But he's officially, in my head, a two guard. You know what I'm saying? He's not really a point guard. He can't really facilitate. Facilitating and passing the ball and making plays is just not his cup of tea. So I'm not saying that he can't do it at all. He is an NBA player. But that just isn't his, primary thing. His primary best attribute is him scoring the ball in the mid-range and at the three-point. He can also get to the free throw. He just a bucket. He knows how to score. He knows how to score at will. He also had Kevin Durant as a sensei for a couple seasons, so that also helps. Just being in the gym, practicing with KD, doing a lot of 1v1s. Used to trash talk with KD a lot. Him and KD had a nice relationship. Him and Kyrie had a nice relationship. So it's good that he had these mentors along his young journey already. So that also helps him. I feel like that also helps him score the ball because he has the best scorers as senseis. He also scored another career high after that last one. He scored 47 points in a 124 to 116 win over the LA Clippers. And yeah, man, he became the youngest player in NBA history to score at least 40 points in consecutive games behind LeBron James. Only LeBron James did that. So, like I said, Cam Thomas has already made history in this young, underrated career. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't made any All-Star games. Hasn't made any all-time, you know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't really got any accolades in the league, but he's still making history, you know what I'm saying? With the Brooklyn Nets, a team that hasn't been winning at all, even with the superstars. I do believe that, you know, Cam Thomas could have got more minutes in that, you know, KD, Kyrie, James Harden era, but it was just so much going on with that organization at the time. I'm pretty sure Cam Thomas probably wanted to leave at that time. You know what I'm saying? I think that Brooklyn team was just nasty. And Cam Thomas, I'm pretty sure Cam Thomas was ready for this, you know, opportunity. You know what I'm saying? He seen that the rebuild was happening. And it was only about time that the Brooklyn Nets handed him the keys, because I just feel like Mikal Bridges wasn't really a #1 scoring option. I feel like Cam Thomas was more of a #1 scoring option than him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Cam Thomas is a better basketball player than Mikal Bridges, but he's definitely a better #1 scoring option. So I don't know if Cam Thomas will be the #1 scoring option on this Brooklyn Nets team. I would assume he would be, but you also got other guys on that team that can, you know, that are professional basketball players, like Dennis Schroeder and Lonnie Walker and Bogdanovich. You got Nick Claxton. I really like Nick Claxton. Very nice young center. Got a lot of potential. Got a high ceiling in my opinion. Yeah, man, I feel like Cam Thomas got a lot of potential scoring wise. He might F around and lead the league in scoring. You know what I'm saying? That might be a stretch, but man, honestly, he can have those explosions. Like I said, he has had explosions where he had consecutive 40-point games against good teams too at 22 years old, you know, on the Brooklyn Nets. Like, that's kind of, you know, that's something, you know what I'm saying? And Cam Thomas at 22 also surpassed, you know, all-time legend Bernard King and the most 40-point games in Nets history. So that's crazy right there. Also, Cam Thomas has the most 40-point games in Nets history. So I feel like at this point, man, Cam Thomas is already dang near a young Nets legend. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Brooklyn Nets will always remember Cam Thomas. I always remember Cam Thomas from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he was just that young stud on the bench on this super team that I feel like should have got more minutes. You know what I'm saying? They should have gave him a role early on, and I think he would have been even better now. But we see the growth every season. Like I said, in 2022 the 2022 and 23 season, Cam Thomas averaged 10 points per game. Last season, he averaged 22.5 points per game. So that's a big jump right there, y'all. That's a 10 points per game jump in just one season. We did see a couple seasons ago when they asked Cam Thomas if he was a #1 option and had the ball all the time like KD, how much would he average? And he said at least 25 points per game. And that 22.5 looked pretty close to that 25, if you ask me. So I don't think he was lying about that. I think he might actually average 25 next season with the Brooklyn Nets. You know, they are rebuilding, and like I said, they got a lot of role players that want to validate their role. So I think Cam Thomas can, you know, put himself legitly in that, you know, one of those like franchise players for the Brooklyn Nets, man. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what y'all think about Cam Thomas. Do y'all think he could become a franchise player for the Brooklyn Nets going forward? And how much do y'all think Cam Thomas will average next season? Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please, like I said, leave me a comment on how you feel about Cam Thomas, or just leave me a like on the video, or let me know down below in the comments what you would like to see next video. I do like video suggestions, and I will listen to my supporters. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. You dig?